सेकेंडरी ग्रोथ इन प्लांट्स। वैसे तो मैंने आपको ओवरव्यू दिया था, बट लेट मी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग अगेन. So, as we know that secondary growth is initiated by cambium. Cambium, first of all, leads to the formation of cambium forms in two places. First, in between vascular bundles, which is called as vascular cambium, and one is formed between the cortex outside the vascular bundles, which is known as cork cambium or phallogen. Further, vascular cambium leads to the formation of two types of cells, that is fusiform initials and ray initials. Fusiform initials, they are vertically oriented cells, and ray initials are horizontally oriented. Vertical, upside down, horizontal in straight line. Further, fusiform initials leads to the formation of xylem and phloem, secondary xylem and phloem, and ray initials takes part in the formation of vascular rays, that is xylem rays and phloem rays. And cork cambium outside the vascular bundles or in cortex, outer cortex, leads to the formation of a layer which is known as periderm, and it is consists of cork cells which are called as phallum and cork parenchyma, also called as phalloderm. So as we know, before in the shoot system, shoot apical meristem, we have discussed that we have three types of meristems: apical, intercalary and lateral. So cambium is originated from primary lateral meristem. Cambium is originated from primary lateral meristem. It leads to the secondary growth, and due to secondary growth, there is increase in girth or the thickness of roots or the shoot. And why there is thickness, cambium by its activity adds secondary vascular tissue, that is xylem and phloem. Note that addition of secondary vascular bundle is responsible for the thickness. This particular, the outside growth is not responsible for the thickness. Only thickness of the stem would be there where the secondary vascular bundles are to be added. The outside where cortex, the cork cambium will add these cells, but they are not responsible for the thickness. Now the types of cells, as we have discussed that two types of cells, fusiform and ray initials are there. So vascular cambium is very thin layer that lies between the primary xylem inside and primary phloem outside. बीच में cambium होगा, outside phloem and inside xylem. Both are primary tissues. They contain meristematic cells that can form the secondary xylem inside and secondary phloem outside. There are two kinds of meristematic cells called fusiform initials, which are vertically elongated, and ray initials, which are horizontally elongated. You can see ray initials horizontally placed and fusiform initials vertically placed. Fusiform initials and ray initials in a stem. So if this is a section of the stem, so you can see this is vascular cambium and bark. It leads to the formation of the fusiform initials, and ray initial leads to the formation of this particular bark. You can see in this particular picture ray initials and fusiform initials. Next is seasonal activity of cambium. It is not important that all the plants show secondary growth in every season, every time. Some of the plants have activity more in one season, and rest of the plants have cambial activity in other season more. So cambium of some plants remain active for the entire period of their life. That is, cambial cells divide and resulting cells mature to form xylem and phloem elements. This type of seasonal activity usually found in the plants present in the tropical region. The tropical region's plants show cambial activity throughout their lifetime, and not all plants show cambial activity. percentage of ringless trees in the rainforest of India is 75%, Amazon 43%, Malaysia 15%. Ring will form only when there is continuous cambial activity, secondary growth would be there. In regions with definite seasonal climate, seasonal activity of cambium ceased with onset of unfavorable conditions. That is, in autumn it enters the dormant state. In autumn there would be less secondary growth and last for the end of summer. In spring, cambium again becomes active and there would be again faster secondary growth. So the wood formed in this particular season when the cambial activity is slower is known as autumn wood, and the wood formed in this particular season when the cambial activity is very active, then this wood is called as spring wood. And both these woods, autumn plus spring wood, combining both of them leads to the formation of one single annual ring. Duration of cambial activity is also affected by day length. For example, in Rovinia pseudoacacia, cambium is dormant under short day condition. So cambial activity is also dependent on photoperiod, day length of particular season. So now the overview of secondary growth. Secondary growth, as we know, is an increase in girth of a plant initiated by cell division in lateral meristem. As we have discussed that cambium is a primary lateral meristem. Primary and secondary growth happens simultaneously but in different part of the woody plant. The secondary growth will occur only in the oldest part of plant. The younger plant will be younger part would be showing only primary growth. Secondary growth adds width to the older area of the stems and roots that are no longer growing in length. So younger part would be growing in the length and the older part will grow in width, and it has already stopped growing in length. This usually occurs during the first or second year of the plant's growth. Typically, stems have much more secondary growth than roots. Making stems and roots thicker rather than longer involves quite different process. So it is not important that both roots and stems processes of secondary growth are similar. They would be different. Instead of growth in length, secondary growth is radial, increasing the diameter of the stem or root as dividing cells produce lateral or sideways growth. Because it is a lateral meristem, it will produce lateral growth. In lateral meristem, new cells are added internally towards the center and towards the surface of the stem or root. The process starts when differentiated cells, differentiated that are already designated to a particular function, revert back and become undifferentiated cells. Undifferentiated cells that may differentiate again and leads to the formation of a particular organ or designated or can be designated to a different function. So in the secondary growth, this process starts when the differentiated cells revert again to the undifferentiated cells and start dividing, forming two lateral meristem. One is vascular cambium and another is cork cambium. Vascular cambium between the vascular bundles between xylem and phloem, and the cork cambium in the outer cortex region. Cambium cells are cells that have exchanged their previous roles for a new role of a dividing repeatedly to produce new growth, that is secondary growth. This is the younger part of the plant which is growing in length and showing primary growth and showing all the primary tissue. This older part leads to the formation of secondary growth, and it is increasing in diameter. You can see less diameter, more diameter due to secondary growth in stem. And also here is secondary tissue also formed, secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Now, vascular cambium produces vascular tissues which are called secondary xylem and secondary phloem. The vascular cambium itself forms from cells in the cortex and procambium. In roots, pericycle cells are also involved in the formation of vascular cambium, whereas cork cambium, which is also called as phallogen, forms initially from parenchyma cells in the cortex and sometimes in the primary phloem, but mostly it is formed from the parenchyma cells in the cortex only. Cork cambium produces two dermal tissues which eventually replaces the epidermis formed by the protoderm. We have discussed it before that apical meristem is divided into protoderm, ground meristem and procambium. So the protoderm leads to the formation of epidermis. Now in detail, vascular cambium. In a three-dimensional view, the vascular bundles of a plant form a cylindrical structure. Secondary growth in dicots and conifer stems begin when vascular cambium cells arise from residual procambium cells between the primary and primary xylem and phloem. I am repeating it again and again that vascular cambium is present between primary xylem and primary phloem. Some few things are repeatedly repeating it from the beginning. Vascular cambium cells are existing cells that becomes meristematic at different times under the influence of the hormone auxin until eventually they form a complete cylinder. This cylinder runs through the middle of each vascular bundle. So you can see the vascular cambium formation in a stem. This is initial formation. This is vascular cambium and growth after several years. You can see this vascular bundle and the remaining primary xylem, secondary xylem. Secondary xylem is formed inside the vascular cambium and phloem, secondary phloem is formed outside the vascular cambium. And these are the outer layers, this is cork cambium, then phalloderm formed inside, cork cells are added outside, and this ruptured layer is epidermis. In roots, the arrangement of primary xylem and phloem prevents the vascular cambium from initially forming in circular configuration. Within a year or so, different rates of cell division in the vascular cambium results in the formation of a cylinder. So secondary xylem expands the plant's capacity to carry water and minerals up from the roots and add structural support. And secondary phloem increases transport of food from the leaves. These are the functions of secondary xylem and secondary phloem, because as the plant grows, it needs more energy, more structural support, more water and nutrients. So secondary xylem and phloem helps in this increased activity. As the stem or roots grow in thickness, the mature primary xylem and phloem tissue are pushed farther away. This is the vascular cambium formation in the root. You can see this is primary xylem, vascular cambium, primary phloem. And when the secondary growth occurs, primary xylem remain in the center. This is secondary xylem, vascular cambium, secondary phloem formed outside. These are pericycle cells. Then remains of primary phloem, enlarged pericycle, and most recent phalloderm formation. This is cork cambium. And all the remains of previous tissue which was present in the primary structure outside of the primary structure. Secondary xylem is what we commonly call wood. So secondary xylem consists largely of dead cells. Only the more recently formed layers of secondary xylem conduct water and mineral. जितना recent form हुआ होगा secondary xylem, जो recently formed होगा वो ही active होगा water conduction में. Or similarly, only the more recently formed layers of living secondary phloem conduct food. Old phloem cells no longer conduct because they are stretched and broken when new cells produced by vascular cambium push them outward. Older xylem cells also no longer conduct because an increasing number of vessels have broken columns of water and an increasing number of tracheids contain air only. This is the development of the vascular cambium over time. So as the time increases, this is just cambium and it will start its activity. It is starting, growth will take place in this direction. It will start adding secondary xylem inward and phloem outward. So as the time increases, you can see the amount of xylem and phloem is increasing. This is 3D view of vascular tissue in a stem. How primary xylem, it is, you can see it is like a cylinder. Primary xylem, then this is primary phloem, and this is vascular cambium. These are fusiform initials, ray initials. So you can see now the primary and secondary growth in a 2-year-old stem. This is first year's growth, and you can see only primary tissues are there. Pith inside, primary xylem, vascular cambium, primary phloem, cortex, and epidermis. In 1-year-old stem, what happens is cambium starts its activity. There is appearance of vascular ray, secondary, then this is secondary xylem, secondary phloem outward, and these cork cambium has started its activity and cork has been formed outside. Growth has been started in this direction and stem has started increasing its diameter also. The less diameter, more diameter. And in second year, what happens is, this is most recent cork cambium, this is cork, and these are, you can see, outer ruptured layers, the remains of outer layers. Then this particular portion from the cambium, from the cambium to the outer cork cells, this portion is called bark, and the outer, this only cork cells, this is known as layer of periderm. So this is 2 years growth, this particular stem. This is 1 year growth and this is just initial growth. So this particular growth is a 2-year-old stem showing all the secondary tissues. You can see in this structure also cork cambium, cork forming periderm, secondary phloem, vascular cambium, then this is late wood, early wood, growing ring, and vascular rays in a cross section. Next we have cork cambium. Secondary growth maintain the two basic functions of vascular tissue, that is conduction and support. There are basically two types of dermal tissues in vascular plants, epidermis and periderms. Epidermis and cortex form during primary growth and they are for protection and storage of food. They are replaced by the periderm in plants that have secondary growth. Epidermis in later, when secondary growth occurs, replaced by the periderm. As we have discussed, cork and cork cambium form cork cells. Periderm is produced by the cork cambium and it consists of, periderm is consist of cork, phalloderm and cork cambium cells. Cork forms the outside of the cork cambium. It consists of dead cells when mature. At maturity, cork cells are dead. Phalloderm is a thinner layer of living parenchyma cells that forms to the inside of each of the many cork cambia. Note that cork cells, the parenchymatous cells in the cork layer, are covered by the suberin layer. Suberin will not allow any air passage or any outward material to pass inside the stem. That's why in general when we cover the bottles, we used corks. The reason is the same because it cannot allow the airs to pass inside because its cavities are covered with the suberin material. Phalloderm is a thinner layer of living parenchyma cells that forms to the inside of each of the many cord cambia. Unlike the vascular cambia, cord cambium doesn't grow in diameter. जैसे कि मैंने पहले भी बताया था कि सिर्फ डायामीटर वेस्कुलर बंडल्स में इंक्रीज सेकेंडरी ग्रोथ होगी, वहां पे डायामीटर बढ़ेगा, लेकिन इन cord cambium doesn't grow in diameter. Every year or sometimes less frequently, a new cord cambium forms inside the old one, creating another layer of periderm inside the old periderm. In a stem, the first cord cambium arises from parenchyma cells in the outermost layer of the cortex. Each new cord cambium arises from cortex tissue to the inside until eventually the cortex is used up in this manner. As the diameter of the stem expands due to the action of the vascular cambium, the cortex also expands. Since no cell division occurs in the cortex, the expansion eventually causes the cortex to break apart and fall off the stem. Subsequent cord cambia then arise from the secondary phloem to the inside. Cord cambium replace होता रहता है time to time. In roots, the initial cord cambium forms after changes in the endodermis and pericycle. Endodermis is no longer needed since water and minerals are no longer absorbed. Pericycle no longer give rise to branch roots, but instead widens as it is pushed towards the outside. From the outer layer of this enlarged pericycle emerges the first cord cambium, which forms a layer of periderm. The outermost layer of the root, that is endodermis, cortex and epidermis, become stretched and eventually rupture and peel off. So in both cases, be it stem or root, the outer layers will rupture or peel off, leaving the periderm as the outer covering. So these are the highlights what happens in secondary growth in stem. We have discussed everything. These are just points. The cambium cells formed in circular section in cross from the beginning onwards. The cambial ring is partially primary, that is fascicular cambium, the primary one, and the partially secondary interfascicular cambium. The cambium which is present in between the vascular bundles, you can see in the next picture that which is present in between the vascular bundle is known as fascicular cambium, and the one which is outside the vascular bundles is known as interfascicular cambium. So the whole cambial ring is formed by fascicular plus interfascicular cambium. Periderm originate from the cortical cells, and simultaneously whatever happening in the vascular bundles is happening in cortex cells also. In their periderm originate from the cortical cells. In dicot stem, for mechanical support, xylem is with comparatively smaller vessels, greater fibers and less parenchyma. More amount of cork is produced for protection because the stem will grow, it will rise in diameter, so more amount of cork is produced for the protection, and lenticels on periderm are very prominent. This is the growth. You can see the primary structure, then the cambium starts dividing. This is fascicular cambium, and then this particular cambium join, it will form a ring. This is interfascicular. The in between the vascular bundle, this is fascicular. So fascicular and interfascicular cambium joins and make a cambial ring around the vascular bundles, and then the secondary growth starts. This is the final structure where all the secondary tissues, secondary phloem, secondary xylem, cambial ring, all phallogen has been formed. This is the anatomical structure. So you can see this is a little blur, but try to read. These are primary medullary rays, then primary xylem. This whole is the secondary xylem. This growth is from first year, and then this particular growth is from second year. This is cambium layers in between. This is secondary phloem formed inside, and this is primary These are phloem rays. Then in the cortex, there is formation of periderm. These all layers are periderm. First, there is cork cambium. This one layer is cork cambium. Then cork or phloem. Then ruptured epidermis will lead to the formation of lenticels. This is cortex. Next we have secondary growth in roots. So secondary growth of roots we will not discuss in details. We have discussed all parts. These are just highlights. The cambial ring formed is wavy in the beginning and later becomes circular. And note that cambial ring is formed using interfascicular and fascicular cambium. The cambium ring is completely secondary in origin. Periderm originates from the pericycle. In dicot root, xylem is with big thin-walled vessels with few fibers and more parenchyma. Less amount of cork is produced as root is underground. It is not required, the protection is not as much required in roots as in stem because root is underground. Lenticels on periderm are not very prominent. So this is the diagram showing stages in the secondary growth of dicot root. This is primary structure, and here you can see cambium activity has started. And this is the final structure showing primary phloem, cambium, secondary phloem inside, primary xylem in the center, secondary phloem and secondary xylem. Outside bark, but it is not as hard as a stem. And this is the overview how it all has started and formed. It has started from apical meristem, then protoderm, ground meristem, procambium. Protoderm has led to formation of epidermis, which is the primary tissue, and ground meristem has formed all the ground tissue, and procambium has formed vascular cambium and all primary phloem and primary xylem. This vascular cambium has led to the formation of secondary phloem and secondary xylem. Secondary xylem itself known as wood. We actually call it wood. That is all secondary xylem, and all other constituents of the secondary growth, that is cork, phalloderm and secondary phloem, those are included in bark. So when we peel off the bark, it has cork, phalloderm and secondary phloem, and the wood is solely made up of secondary xylem only.